Okay, let's kick this off. This is a big story everywhere. Nicki Minaj, she is making headlines all around. Oh, this audience has read the headlines. She's making headlines around the world for her MAGA rebrand. I want you to take a look at what she said at a recent event with U.S. President Donald Trump.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more.
Shortly after that, Nicki posted this. She showed this on social media, that her citizenship is being finalized with the Trump Gold Card. Let us react. We know what the audience thinks about this story. What do you think, Cyn?
Well, I would try to track her descent into MAGA because it is quite confounding. This is somebody who was an LGBTQ plus ally. Actually, in a song, she at one point said she was bi. She in Rolling Stone magazine in 2014, she shared the fact that when she was a teenager, she had an abortion, and she said, and I quote, "It would be contradictory if I said I wasn't pro-choice." So again, all these things that don't really align with MAGA. She also had spoken out in 2018 about, remember when Donald Trump was initially in his first presidency and he was putting kids in cages and people were very upset about all of this? She wrote on Instagram, "I came to this country as an illegal immigrant at 5 years old. I can't imagine the horror of being in a strange place and having my parents stripped away from me at the age of 5. This is so scary to me. Please stop this." So what happened? And I think the beginning of the end was COVID. Do
Why?
People,
you think it's the...
Well, don't you remember that Instagram post she put out? I think it was Instagram, where she was talking about her cousin having had a vaccine and that his testicles got swollen. Do you remember people?
Yes!
Do you remember this?
Oh my gosh, I do remember this. And I think we talked about it on the show.
I think we did
so
too.
what's the connection in
Well,
your mind?
I think that the hate that came from that, and then there were some trans rights around the same time. I think that the impetus for people to be getting vaccinated and then the uprising of trans rights, these two things seem to be a feature in her then suddenly aligning herself with MAGA. It was like she got pushed out of the left and went right into the hands of the right.
Interesting.
That's what
so
I
that's
think.
your theory. Okay, my theory is a little bit different. It has nothing to do with swollen testicles.
No?
But it does have to do with two things, her brother and her husband. Now, her brother, Jelani, is currently serving 25 years to life for raping an 11-year-old girl in his Long Island residence, and her husband is a registered level 2 sex offender, and he's also done time for manslaughter. And everybody in Hollywood knows that if you buddy up to Donald Trump and you have some relatives who are in jail, he can, make all of that go away. Other celebrities have done it, and it's worked. And so to me, the answer why has nothing to do with testicles, but her trying to save her husband and her brother, and so that they can live freely and her brother can get out of jail. My question is, you kind of brought it up, it's like, you have built your entire career off of the support of Black people, the LGBTQ plus and brown people, and those people are experiencing the worst treatment right now at the hands of the person that you've doubled down to say you're always going to support. So unless you have another way of making money, how does this all pan out for you? I really don't understand. And if Cardi B, who is one of her #1 enemies, is watching, I'm like, I hope you're putting pen to paper, Cardi B.
Yes.
To eviscerate.
Yep. Yeah.
Because this is top tier, this is madness that we're watching right now.
I'm glad you brought up the timing, because for me, that's what I was thinking about, is the timing and the hypocrisy. Here she is voicing unwavering support for a man who has used white supremacist dog whistles to create this paramilitary force that is going on to disappear people, to murder people, to detain children. Children who are remember this kid, Liam, 5 years old. He was used as bait to get his mom to come out of her house. He's now gone they've detained him 1,200 miles away from his home. He is the same age as she was when she came as an illegal immigrant, her own words, from Trinidad and Tobago.
And the same age as her son right now.
So how can you say that with your whole chest? I don't get it.
Well, she's clearly getting backlash. So she instantly lost 10 million followers on Instagram. That was such a drop, she shut down her Instagram account, which tells me she was getting so much hate on there.
She says she doesn't.
She says she doesn't care. Well, she also said, she has no choice, I guess. She also said, everybody stop bullying Donald Trump. She actually said those words. I don't really get it.
Bullying the bully.
I do wonder, like, listen, we understand how Trump works, right? Trump is a transactional man. You do for me, I do for you. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
So what's she doing for him?
And so I don't want to think about what she's doing for him. I don't want to even think about it. But what to me is not only timing and motivation and this complete about face, is it possible that, yes, she's going to get these people hopefully expunged from their, and released from jail? We also know that this green card issue, she had said that she was an illegal immigrant. She has actually been in America since she was 5 years old with a very shaky citizenship status. She is now not just getting the gold card, she's also flaunting that she got it for free. If you can afford it, it's $1 million. You can buy your American citizenship. So it's also an additional slap in the face to the black and brown people who are getting snatched off the streets of Minnesota right now because they don't have enough money. So we know the other part is that Trump loves celebrities. Most celebrities hate him. But he loves celebrities. So if one, just one, comes forward and gives him what he loves, which is flattery, she'll get almost anything she wants. She has just bought her safety for her and her family at the expense of all her community. It's really sad.
For now.
For now.
We'll see how things pan out for Miss
Good luck,
Minaj. Best of luck
Nikki.
with that, darling.
Good luck.
All right, and Cardi, get to writing. All right, so now let's move on. In an interview with Esquire, A$AP Rocky confessed that he and Rihanna had their 3 children and they wore matching pajamas for Christmas, but we are never, ever going to see evidence of it because it makes him cringe. And he also said that he can't fathom an instance where his kids won't think that he is cool. So the question is, do you care if your kids think that you're cool? Parents? Not one parent who cares.
Is there not one parent?
I do. I care.
You care that Marqueza thinks you're cool?
Obviously.
Hey, wait. Do you actually think she thinks you're cool? I don't know many kids who legitimately think.
She told me so.
She told me so. Like, how did that conversation go?
It just happened last night. She says I'm cool, and her friends think I'm cool too. So I must be cool. And I know what you're going to say. If you have to say you're cool, you're not cool. I know you're going to say that. No, to me, I guess it's your definition of what's cool. To me, my definition of cool is I have had a life before her. I have had life experience and I have the wisdom to share it. So cool is also synonymous with street cred. When she thinks I have lived this very exciting life and seen things, done things, when I speak with much more credibility and authority because I've been there, done that. Well, I parent with radical honesty. I am not ashamed to say anything. So when I talk about the club, I'm like, girl, your generation doesn't even know. She's like, oh yeah, because mommy did the club thing.
Okay, but
so,
wait, and listen, I'm right there with you. I do also really like that Jai thinks I'm cool, but I recognize that he probably won't in a few years. And I think you have to brace yourself for this possibility because it's a very normal, natural thing for kids to go through as they develop. It's just that there's a separation that takes place. I think it's pretty universal that they start to align themselves with their friends.
It doesn't happen anymore. That was our generation. No.
Really?
If you see how kids grow, development has completely shifted in children. They are closer to their parents than ever. What happened to us where we were like, get me out of this house, my parents are so embarrassing? It's not happening the same way anymore.
But do you think that A$AP Rocky and Rihanna's kids are gonna think they're cool? Because I don't. Even though they're 2 of the coolest people on the planet. Like even Zoe Kravitz didn't think it was cool when Lenny would drop her off at school with his nipple showing. She said that.
No.
So
I know celebrities always say that. They're like, people are like, oh my God, your kids must think you're so cool. And like, no, my kids hate everything that I do. They hate my music. They don't like that I play basketball. I'm not a parent, but I would not care if my kids didn't want me to be cool. Because you know what I point out in the house? I point at the fridge full of food. I point at the thermostat, their shoes, the roof over their head, and I'm like, I don't care if you think I'm cool. I'll keep you alive. You're welcome. You're welcome. What do I need some kid who I'm keeping alive to think I'm cool? Get out of here. Go to your room that I pay for. Think about how cool I am.
Okay, mommy, don't worry, Marqueza, we're gonna do something very cool tonight together. I promise. Okay.
Okay, The Atlantic is reporting that a growing number of cities are enacting curfews and loitering bans on unaccompanied teenagers. But experts are warning that growing up requires learning independence and restrictions like these actually get in the way of healthy development. So what do we think of loitering bans on teens? Is this an overreaction?
What do we think? Yeah, I think it's an overreaction. I really, really do. First of all, they don't leave the house anymore. So I'm just curious, where are... truly, they don't call Gen Z and Gen Alpha, our kids are Gen Alpha, they don't call them the indoors generation for nothing. They're inside. So I'm like, what is this? To me, I think it's a reflection that something I've talked about on the show before, which is the demise of the third place. First place being home, second place being work, and in their case, school. What was the third place? Community centers, extracurricular activities, the library, all of these places. I don't think that kids are getting off their devices long enough to actually go and see friends IRL anymore.
Yep.
So a ban feels very heavy-handed to me. This is precisely what they need. I just don't know that it's even necessary. We should be telling them it's banned to stay home. You need to get out. I think that reverse needs to happen.
It bothers me a lot. And it bothers me because that's how kids learn social skills and how to interact in the world, is by being out, being at restaurants, being at cafes. A kid shouldn't have to have a parent with them to order a chicken sandwich. Like, there's some fast food joints now that require, or at least in this article, a parent to be with them if they want to buy a chicken sandwich.
What?
And what bothers me is that on the one hand, it seems like stores, restaurants who put up these signs want to create this adult-only society. But out the other side of their mouth, everyone says, well, these teens have no manners today. These teens don't know how to interact in the world. Well, you don't learn how to interact in the world if you don't have practice.
Okay, oh yes, agreed. But don't you wonder how we got to that place, right? Like, in my memory, and this might be informed a lot by movies and television, but kids were at, like, they had specifically kids' spaces. Like, there were the diners, there was the arcades, exactly.
The roller rink.
The roller rink, oh my gosh.
There every week.
Right?
Yeah.
So
The mall food court.
Mall food court, all those places, like, they were known. The movie theater, all these places were kids-specific places in many cases. So what happened in the meantime that you get to the place where, to me, has behavior changed, or has our tolerance for bad behavior changed?
I think the behavior's changed, and actually, I have a friend who owns a business. He owns two businesses, one in this city and one in another city that I don't want to put him on blast. But it's a high-end perfume shop. Like, the cheapest perfume in his store is probably $250. And there was one time I was visiting him, and I noticed it was an onslaught of teenage boys, like maybe like good 8 to 10 of them. And I'm like, what are these kids doing in here? He's like, oh, this is a regular occurrence. He goes, it's worse in my other location because it's closer to a high school. He's like, I think it's popular on TikTok for these kids to like this high-end cologne, so they come in. And I'm like, but it felt very overwhelming because most of them don't have the money to buy those things. So some of them might be stealing, and then there's a group of them. They're loud, they're very rude. And for the customers who were there, it was a little intimidating to even like get into the aisle because they're all there and they're acting as if they're in the schoolyard. And I asked him, I go, what do you do? He goes, what am I gonna do? He goes, half of them are very rude. He goes, and my fear is if I say something, because it's not my job to parent these kids and to teach them manners, is if I say something, they're gonna take a video and it turns into a thing. He's like, so I kind of have to just kind of be nice to them and just hopefully get them to get out of the store. So I know a store owner like him would love to see a ban to say, you can come in here, but you have to come in with your parent. You can't come in here 10 strong, yelling and arguing with me while you are trying on all these products and some of you are stealing.
I can understand the social media thing. The idea that as a shop owner, someone would pull out a video and record me, that would bother me for sure.
And that's what these kids do.
But the idea that, like, I'm not going to talk to these kids, it's not my responsibility to teach them, that bothers me because I think it used to be a communal effort.
No.
Yes,
Parents today don't want you talking to their kids.
It used to be a communal.
It's not like it used to be.
No, I would love. If my kid was acting up in a store, I would be totally fine with the shopkeeper saying, you can't behave like that. Because now it's become the sole entire responsibility of a parent to teach kids how to be in the world, and that used to be communal.
If I'm the store owner and I see you with your kid and your kid's misbehaving, why do I have to say something? It's your child.
It's your shop.
No, but this is your minor that you are in charge of.
Right.
This is
not
not
think
an
it's
adult.
a collective. People love to say I'm part of the village. I want to help you raise your kids, but you actually don't.
Well, I'm just curious here because I don't know if this is a gendered thing, but there's a big name cosmetics store. It's got black and white stripes. And they are saying to the young people, come in.
And is it benefiting them?
They are selling. And so again, is it a gender thing? I don't know. But in some cases it works, and clearly in some cases it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. Just get outside. Maybe go for a walk. That's safe.
Touch some grass. Touch some grass.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on because a Toronto spa is now offering an AI-powered shampoo and head massage for just $29. So a human staff member first analyzes your hair, and then you sit back and relax and let the robot go to town on your head. Yep, Andrea. Does the idea relax you, or does it do the opposite?
Absolutely not. This is the least relaxing thing I can think about. It's some robot
Going to town
on my head. Next thing, they drown me and they put too much water and there's no one in the room to talk to. Listen, I don't want this for many reasons, but the number one reason is a lovely man named Billy. Billy used to be my shampoo guy at the salon I used to go to. And Billy's hands were magical. Like, almost bringing me to orgasm good, right? And that time when he was washing my hair is how we would talk about all the gossip that was happening in the salon. So he's giving me the rundown. I'm trying not to have an orgasm, but I'm also finding out what's happening with everybody else. You can't take that away from us. The salon is a sacred space.
Listen,
we need those relationships.
I love a good head massage too, but isn't that a little bit of a one-sided pleasure train that you're on?
I don't know. I didn't ask Billy how he was feeling about it.
I'm gonna guess that is probably the least pleasurable action that any hairdresser has to do. And we're not cutting them out of you still need them to cut your hair, you still need them to dye your hair and whatever. I'm in, I wanna try this. How is this any different from going to a nail salon and having the little robotic thing? Like, it's not that different from having somebody else do something.
And also, Billy's, thank you.
Yeah.
But also, Billy's worth his weight in gold, but for every Billy, there's 10 masseuses who are terrible. Like, haven't we had the masseuse who just doesn't stop talking? AI is not gonna talk, it's gonna do its thing, in and out, $29.
Done. Yeah.
I get it. We get all the teenagers, we hire them, and we work at the salon.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
No, the reason why...
I love that idea.
The reason why I said that is because this is yet another example of outsourcing human activity to a machine. Like, where is the line?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're still involved. That thing just took a lot of jobs away. And so to me, you have Billy, I have Francine.
Yeah.
Do you have Francine?
No, I don't have a regular. I remember when I get my hair cut, most times the person outsources it to a junior stylist, which tells me the hairdressers that have a lot of talent don't like doing that. So
But it's the way you grow. It's the way you get that experience so you can become the senior stylist. And also, Billy used the money that he made at that salon to go to law school, and now he is a lawyer.
Good job, Billy.
He didn't like doing it. He did not like giving you a head orgasm.
It was a means to an end.
It was a means to an end.
In so many ways.
Yeah,
Yes.
AI has no ambition, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Zero. All right, hold on to your seats, grab your fans. After huge demand, Toronto-based clothing brand Province of Canada is now teaming up with the Heated Rivalry crew to sell the Fleece. All right, in case you're wondering, what are we talking about? There it is. That is a scene from the show, Shane Hollander. It's his zip-up that he wore from episode 2. It's designed by costume designer Hannah Pewley. And ever since the show came out, fans, they've been saying, where can we buy that Fleece? It's going to be coming out soon if you sign up. So who's in? Who's in?
I'm in.
We're all in, right?
I'm in. And what I love so much is that fans actually inspired the release of this. Like, did you guys follow the uproar here, how badly fans wanted it? There was a change.org petition, which I normally associate with like social justice causes.
Yeah.
Change.org petition. And then my favorite was Team Canada posted on Instagram, stay tuned for a Team Canada announcement you don't want to miss. It was them announcing the Olympic men's hockey team roster. Okay. But if you went in the comments, all it was tell me you're releasing the Fleece. Tell me. And they're like, is Shane Hollander going to be named to the roster? Yeah. And then the social media manager followed up with, not us realizing you were all excited about Heated Rivalry and not the legitimate team announcement. Let's be excited for both. So I love this.
I love it. I love also how this dovetails into just like our whole right now, the moment that we're having where we need to focus on Canadian designers and Canadian goods and buying Canadian, right? This is a Canadian company, I just love all of it.
I think the timing is so great because right now, at least in Ontario, we're in the middle of a polar vortex. And you know what works in a polar vortex? Fleece. Okay? Number 2, the Olympics are less than 2 weeks away. This is Canadiana all over it. So you want to support Canada with everything red, white, our audience, red, white, anything you've got. And thirdly, ShaneHollander.com. So anytime I see anything online that's related to the show, it's a secret message. It's not even a secret message. Yeah. When I see people in the street that I notice anything, I clock a Heated Rivalry, we're instant friends.
Kindred spirits.
It's bringing people together.
Well, you know what? I've got the plug. I talked to the plug just before the show. I ran into someone. There's a person who works in this building who has a box of these fleece jackets in their basement right now. Yeah. And I said to them, I wasn't going to call them out. Sorry, Dylan. I said your name. And I've been talking to him like, the people want the jacket. Bring it out. Bring out the box. We've got the money. And he's like, don't pressure me, Andrea. And I go, I will show up at your door and tell everybody where you live if you don't bring us the box of fleece. So I will let you know tomorrow if the fleece arrives, or you will see me at your doorstep, Dylan. Please.
Yeah.
All right, I don't even need to say this, but I'm going to say it one more time. If you have not yet watched Heated Rivalry, first of all, you're missing out on a cultural moment. That's number one. You can catch it right now on Crave. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You'll never look at bananas and spaghetti the same way again.